Go.
My name is Kìmani. I'm a seer. I was born with that power. A seer is a man who was born with that power from his mother's womb. That power is given by our Creator, Murugu Mwenenyaga. And a seer is the one who helps the people from calamities or diseases or other disasters in the family, so that he can give them the light, the way, and he guides them how to do them, how to give the sacrifice, how to return community, to return them at the same place, that they may inherit they can inherit from their fathers, that is blessing from their forefathers.
All right.
What they are doing, it is a kind of a reputation that I am given my grandfather gives that vanguard to his son.
Okay.
And that I am given by my father.
And how is it passed on? How is the seership passed on?
The seer to pass that shear, there's a sacrifice that was done.
Okay.
That was done using a sheep or a she goat.
Okay. A you would say, yeah, yeah.
That's when that sacrifice was done. There was sacrifice, then he was given that one. Then from there,
yeah,
after starting using it, God will give him, Murugu Mwenenyaga will give him the revelation of what to do, the steps. Different kinds of people meet him. Then they have different kinds of problem or sicknesses in the family, so that when the people go to him after using the vanguard.
Yeah.
After using the vanguard,
yeah,
God will give revelation on what to do.
Okay.
And a kind of a sacrifice they are supposed to give.
Now, what if that person decides not to follow the seership? What happens?
If you are born with that one and you refuse to use it, your ancestors will bring a disaster in the family. Or a death.
Oh, wow.
You may die.
Okay.
Because that one, you are born with it.
Okay.
So the way you are growing, that power keeps on growing inside you.
Okay.
It comes a time when you have to start doing that work.
Okay.
If you used to do it, it will bring a lot of disaster in your life.
Okay. All right.
Of which some of them you don't know where they are coming from.
But not everybody knows that they're a seer. That's the thing. Especially us, that we are in the diaspora, we have no knowledge of this. And so, you know, when we think, well, why is this happening in my life? Why are so many deaths and whatever?
Even in our land, here in Kikuyu Central, or in Kenya, not many of them know that they are seers.
Okay.
But when they go to the seer, they know that they are born with that power of the seer.
Okay.
So that he will go some steps.
Okay.
Then he receives the seership.
Okay.
And he is given that word.
Okay.
That he may continue the work of his grandfather, because he was a seer.
Okay.
So inherited it from his grandfather.
Perfect.
That's why in Kikuyu land, you are named after your grandfather, your mother, or your uncle, or your auntie. So you inherit from him.
Okay.
Then it is a continuation. It is a continuation of that work in the family.
Okay.
Because in seership, there are a lot of work, like headsmen, like these traditional doctors.
Yes.
Those who use the herbs,
Herbalists.
herbalists,
Yeah.
There are those who helps the woman to give birth to children. So midwives.
Okay.
So there's a lot of that. There are those who are who gives guidelines.
Okay.
They guide them on how to stay, like an old woman and small girls as they grow, an old man with the boys as they grow, how they behave.
Okay.
They respect their parents, and what have you.
All right. Oh, this is you have such a rich culture, and you know, we as a diaspora, we don't know anything about it. So I didn't even understand the reason behind calling or naming your children after grandparents and uncles and great grandparents and that kind of thing. So now it's very clear. In Italy, actually, they have the same tradition of naming their children after their relatives, and so I just see so many parallels. But anyway, at least here there's an explanation. So
Here in Kikuyu land, especially we Kikuyus, we name after your grandfather. So when I have a son, I will name it after my father.
Okay.
So that is the continuation in the family.
Yeah.
So that name will not disappear.
Okay.
Ever. Because it rotates, it moves.
Okay.
Even if it is your auntie, my mother gives a girl child named after my aunt.
Okay.
So that name gets continuation.
Okay.
And when you are named after that man or woman, you will inherit some powers from him.
Okay.
Some behaviors. Behaviors.
Okay.
You inherit from him.
Okay.
So that the way he behaves, then it is a continuation where he left after he died.
And if you name your child, for example, in America and in England, they have a culture of just making up names, inventing names. What happens to the child with a name that's invented?
With their culture.
Okay.
It depends with their culture.
Okay.
Because in Kenya, we have a lot of cultures.
Right.
The Luos, the Maasais, the Kalenjins, the Mijikendas. So every tribe have their cultural behaviors and movements.
But if you invent a name just out of the thin air and you put it on that child, what happens?
Sometimes it brings a lot of disaster to the
Okay.
child.
All right.
Because the name that you name after him, where does it come from?
Exactly.
Who was named after that name? His behaviors, his character.
Okay.
You inherit them.
Okay. So this is why it's so important to be very careful.
Be very careful when you're naming a child.
Yeah.
Because the name that you place on him, the behaviors of the other man or woman having that name, they will come out with that child.
Okay.
After some times. That is why in Kikuyu, we are very much keen naming that child.
Excellent. All right. So I wanted to ask you, where I heard that humanity was one. Is it true? Is humanity one? Or are some of us from different places, according to your knowledge?
Let me say this, even in our culture, let it be this way.
Yeah.
In our culture, we know that we come from Gikuyu and Mo.
Right.
That is where our humanity is. We come from there.
Okay.
Great Gikuyu and Mo.
Right.
Then from there, Gikuyu was given by God 9 girls or 10 girls. Then after he was given 10 girls, then the man was told by God to give a sacrifice. Then after he gives a sacrifice, when you are burning the meat or you are roasting the meat with the charcoal, there are some cracks comes from the fire.
Right, some sparks.
Spokes.
Yeah.
Those spokes.
Yeah.
When the spokes
Sparks.
comes out.
Yeah.
Then after roasting the meat
Yeah.
and given the sacrifice, the way his father God told him, after looking back, he met with, they are starting 9 guys,
Right.
men. So these 9 men married these 9 girls.
Right. But I remember.
After marrying these girls, they give children.
Yes.
So from that time up to this time, we are still spreading
Okay.
our culture.
Okay.
It does not stop from there.
Alright.
It continues.
Okay.
It is a continuation. That's why God created man and wife,
Okay.
to bring back creation.
Sure.
So God created man and wife. So man and wife, that work of creation is left to them.
Yeah. Ah.
To them.
Okay.
That's why a woman carries a baby. Then he gives birth. After this child grows up, then he brings another generation. Another generation. It is a continuation.
Okay. No, because somebody told me I had been writing about the 9 daughters, and when they were walking, there were men that would, some of them would follow these girls home. They were enchanted by their beauty. And so I wondered, where did these men come from? Are they their cousins? Did they come from somewhere else? Somebody told me that some giants fell from the sky, right, and inhabited the earth. Do you know anything about that?
I know a bit of it.
Okay.
There's a daughter called Nyambura.
Yeah.
Nyambura. When Nyambura was born and was grown up,
Yeah.
there are a lot of giants. And God removed the giant by bringing heavy rain.
The
So
floods.
they are floods.
Yes.
So they are swept away.
But where did they come from? Where did these giants come from? Did they just fall out of the sky? Where did they come from?
Some things, to know the secret of them, it's a little bit harder.
Okay. All right.
It's a little bit harder.
Okay.
Because we read that they are dinosaurs.
Yes. Yeah.
And in Turkana, when they are looking for oil,
Uh-huh.
they dig very deep.
Uh-huh.
They come out with the skull of a dinosaur. So they are there.
Okay.
For us, we didn't see them.
That's true.
But when we see the skull, we know that dinosaurs are there.
That's true. Right. They are archaeological evidence.
Yeah. So when God created what we see with our eyes,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things which are there. But when God created man and woman, some things he removed.
He removed.
He removed them.
Okay. So they were already here, basically. That's what you're saying.
They are here,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
God removed them
Okay. All
in
right.
order for the human beings to live
Yeah. To prosper.
To
Sure.
prosper.
Okay.
and then to move.
All right. Well, do you have a message for the diaspora?
Go back to your homeland, know your homeland, go to the seer, talk with him. He may give you a little bit guidance of your home, of your culture, where have you come from, because many of our forefathers are carried away as slaves.
They were from Kenya.
They are not, so many children nowadays, they don't know their origin.
That's true.
But I thank God for this, because some of them are searching to their origin.
Right.
And when they come back to Kenya and you go to the seer, you know where you have come from, what you are supposed to do, what your culture was doing. So come back in your land to know your ancestors. Where do they come from? What do they do?
Yes. Yes. Well, many of us that are part of the diaspora, we are still being lied to, because they tell us that many of us come from Nigeria and from Ghana, but it's not true. Many of our forefathers, Kenyan forefathers, were taken away into slavery, and from what I can understand, taken to the Caribbean islands to work. Is that something that resonates with you?
Yes.
It is true.
It is true. Because some of them are carried small boys
Yeah.
and small girls.
Okay.
So when they are carried away, after staying for a lot of years, they forgot their land.
Right.
So they give to the children which are existing by this time.
Uh-huh.
So some of them are not happy to where they stay
Right.
because they look to their colors. This is white, this is black. And they know that there's somewhere that they have come from.
Uh-huh.
Many of them are searching to their origin.
Right.
So when they come back in their land, they will know where they have come from.
Excellent.
We are not by this time to stay in slavery. We have to stay in freedom.
Exactly.
That you know where you have come from and you are right.
It is Meranyaga's time.
And you are right.
Okay. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
And I really want to thank you for your, just for your generosity.